I'm gonna kick it to you, Cass. Who would you think would be a good fit at quarterback that you think is available right now for that Jet group with the weapons in place? Now we don't know that we're gonna have Tay in there. He'll probably follow Aaron, right? Well, not follow him, but I'm sure he'll probably opt out. But with the other pieces that we have there, as far as wide receivers, of course, Brees at the running back. Who do you see as a good quarterback fit in with the offense currently constructed?
It's the same. Really, the Giants and the Jets have the same problem, right?
It's weird, right?
You know what I mean? And you keep hearing certain
Right.
names. You hear the Justin Fields, the Russell Wilsons, Tyrod Taylor's an option. He's already there as the backup. Now you're hearing, names like Derek Carr, possibly New Orleans moving on from him. That would be interesting. I'm not sure if that gets done, but because he said he doesn't want to take a pay cut down there. He's willing to restructure, but let's say they move up off of him. Because I believe Kellen Moore's down there right now. Let's say Kellen Moore moves off of him, and he comes to the Jets. Maybe get to keep Devontae. They've been buddies, since fucking
For a long time too.
college, and the Raiders and all that shit. So Derek Carr might be an option. I don't know. Then I think Justin Fields would be a good option. You know what I'm saying? I also think, matter of fact, you know what? Let me play this clip because this is Connor Hughes on WFAN the other day. And he kind of gave the answer to what this question you just asked me would be. Perfect time.
I was like, oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah. If you had to guess right now on the Giants' Week 1 starting quarterback and the route the Jets go to add another body, because I think clearly Tyrod Taylor's going to be here, and if they draft someone, he's probably the starter. Give me your best prediction as we sit here in early February on the Giants' Week 1 starter and the young or veteran quarterback that the Jets decide to add this upcoming offseason.
Yeah, I think Jets are going to take someone in the second round and then pair him with Tyrod. Just so I can't see them mortgaging picks to go up and get someone 1 or 2. And there's really no quarterback worthy of 7. So I could see him going with someone like Dart in the second round and having him sit behind Tyrod for a year, develop, and then see what you can't do with him. And then, again, if you draft a second round quarterback and it's pretty clear he's not it, there's nothing to stop you from drafting someone in the first round next year. So Dart is someone I could see him taking a flyer on, pairing him with Tyrod Taylor and seeing what you can't do there. And for the Giants,
I'll go back to that clip again. But Jay, let me go to you real quick. And we're going to tie this into the Aaron Rodgers thing. My whole thing is Aaron Rodgers didn't have a bad year last year. Let's stop acting like he's the sole reason and the number one reason for the Jets crashing out last year. They couldn't stop the run. They had problems in the secondary. They had, I thought O-line, you know what I'm saying? Even though they beefed it up, there were, at right tackle, different positions on the line, like fashion a little bit. But they were older guys, Tyron Smith, you know what I'm saying? He's not the sole reason for the Jets messing up. And to me, the kick, Zerline,
fucking Zerline.
You let your best option, in my opinion, walk out the door. Derek Carr's not better than Aaron Rodgers. And listen, I've been saying this for a long time, for the whole season. Coming off an Achilles, right? You gotta, you're not just gonna jump back into action. You saw how it takes about a year. So you saw towards the second half of the year, Aaron Rodgers start to resemble himself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now, there were issues with Garrett Wilson being, disgruntled with him trying to force some passes into Devontae, his boy Devontae Smith, trying to pad the stats to get the record books up and all that. I get all that, but you just let your best option walk out of the door, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Now, Aaron Glenn, here's what I ask you, right? A lot of dudes walk through these doors in New York into these press conferences and tried to be the no-nonsense, tough, it's my way, the highway, we're going to build culture. Ask Joe Judge. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck happened to Joe Judge? He got ran the fuck out of town. Brian Dable, he tried that shit for a hot second. They calmed him down. I believe they told him, calm the fuck down. John Marin them told him, come downstairs and say, yo, calm this shit down. The New York media will run you out of town. You better be sure you know what you're doing. I don't like hearing Tyrod Taylor and maybe a guy in the second round like Dart or a quarterback in the later rounds. I think you got to sign a veteran in here. You know what I'm saying? A Justin Fields, even though he's not a veteran, a Carr. Then you're hearing the same old names of Jameis Winston. whoever Russell Wilson. You know the names that are available. But to me, you let your best option walk out of the door. You let Aaron, and don't talk to me about coaching because, from what I understand, he's loved in that locker room. Now they don't like the Pat McAfee shit and maybe the going away on the ayahuasca, making peace with the darkness, all this crazy other shit he says. But at the end of the day, on that football field, you just let your best option walk out the door. So I urge Aaron Glenn, you better know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be a bumpy ride if a injury-prone Tyrod Taylor is your starting quarterback next year with a fucking second-round rookie project as the backup. You know what I'm saying? Jay, what do you think about that? You also hear about the report came out in the Post the other day saying Aaron Rodgers is begging for the Jets not to release him. 4-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, All-Pro, All-World, first ballot Hall of Famer was begging an inept franchise who hasn't made the playoffs in 2,000 years, you know what I'm saying? Hasn't had a winning record since, Rex Ryan and them, you know what I'm saying? And Mark Sanchez and all those guys, which is a fucking prehistoric times already. I don't think he was begging. You should take it. Letting Aaron Rodgers walk out the door and them saying the report coming out that he was begging and groveling for his job. What are your thoughts on that? And then we'll go to Q.